1. Introduction. My name is Joyce. I am 25 years old now. Looking back at this time, I want to tell you my story. It is a story about complicated love. It is about hidden secrets. And it is about a big mistake I made in my life. This lesson from my life includes moments that were happy. It includes moments that were very sad, and some moments were quite scandalous. Please listen to what happened to me. It all began when my past unexpectedly met my present. This meeting set the stage for the difficult choices I had to make later. I had a boyfriend before. His name was Jack. He was very handsome. He had dark hair and bright eyes. He was young, just like me. He made me laugh a lot, and I loved him very much. I truly thought we would have a future together. But one day, my friend told me Jack was with another girl. I did not believe it at first. Then I saw it myself. Jack was cheating on me. My heart broke into many small pieces. It hurt so much. I cried for many days and nights. I told Jack, "It is over now. I cannot be with you anymore. Goodbye." Saying those words was one of the hardest things I ever did. After Jack, my heart was very sad for a long time. The world felt gray and not bright. I knew I needed a big change in my life. I needed to be busy and think about other things. So I decided to look for a new job. I found a job in a very big company in the city. It was a tall building. It was a good place to work. The boss of this big company was Mr. Chris. In my story, I will call him Chris. Chris was older than me. He was maybe 40 years old or perhaps a little older. He was very different from Jack. Chris was quiet and often serious. He was very smart and knew a lot about his work. He was also very rich. Everyone at the company respected him a lot. He was the main boss. At first, I only saw him in big meetings with many people. Then, Chris started to be kind to me. He noticed that I worked very hard. Sometimes, he would ask me about my work. After that, he started to ask about my day. He always listened very carefully when I spoke to him. He made me feel safe when I was with him. He was a calm and strong person. Slowly, I started to feel something for Chris. I started to like him more than just a boss. He was gentle with me. I thought he was a good man. This is how my story began, with a broken heart and a new start that would bring my past back. 2. My sad heart. After Jack, my heart felt broken. He was my boyfriend, and I loved him very much. But he did something very bad. He was with another girl, and he kissed her. My friend saw it first, and then I saw it myself. Jack cheated on me. This hurt my heart so much. It felt like it broke into many small pieces. I cried for many days and nights. I told Jack that our time together was over. It was very hard to say goodbye to him. I was very sad for a long time. The world around me felt gray and not bright. I knew I needed a change in my life. I needed to do something new and be busy so I did not think about Jack. So I looked for a new job. I found a job in a very big company in the city. It was a good company, and it was in a tall building. The boss of this big company was a man named Chris. I will call him Chris in my story. Chris was older than me. He was maybe around 40 years old. He was very different from Jack. Chris was a quiet man, and he was often serious. He was very smart about business, and he was also a very rich man. Everyone who worked at the company respected him a lot because he was the big boss. When I first started the job, I only saw Chris in big meetings with many people. But after some time, Chris started to be kind to me. He noticed that I worked very hard at my job. Sometimes he would ask me questions about my work. Then he started to ask me about my day and how I was feeling. He always listened very carefully when I talked to him. He made me feel safe when I was near him. He was a calm and strong person. Slowly, very slowly, I started to like Chris more than just my boss. He was gentle and kind to me. I could see that he was a good man. One day, he asked me if I would like to have dinner with him. I was surprised when he asked, but I said yes. We started to spend more time together outside of work. He took me to very nice places for dinner and to talk. I started to feel happy again because of him. It felt like my life was beginning again, a fresh start after being so sad. 3. A big surprise. One evening, Chris and I had dinner. He looked very happy. He told me, "Joyce, I have a nephew. His name is Jack." My heart did not feel anything special. Jack is a common name. Chris said, "He is my sister's son. He is young. I want to help him. Maybe he can work at my company. I want you to meet him, Joyce." I smiled. "That is very kind, Chris. I would like to meet your nephew." Chris planned a special dinner for the 3 of us. We went to a very nice restaurant. It was expensive. The lights were soft. Music played quietly. I wore a new blue dress for the dinner. Chris was happy and relaxed. He said, "Jack will be here soon. I am excited for you to meet." Then a young man walked towards our table. The waiter showed him the way. He smiled. I looked up to see Chris's nephew. My eyes opened very wide. I stopped breathing for a moment. I felt a big shock. My hands felt cold. It was him. It was my Jack. The same Jack who broke my heart before. He saw me at the same time. His smile disappeared. His face turned white like paper. He was very shocked too. Chris stood up. He smiled proudly. "Joyce, this is my dear nephew, Jack. Jack, this is Joyce, my very special friend." I tried to smile. It was very hard. "Hello, Jack," I said. My voice was very small. Jack looked at Chris, then at me. His eyes were big. "Hello, Joyce," he said. His voice sounded strange. We did not say, "Oh, we know each other." We did not say he was my ex-boyfriend. It was our secret. A very big, difficult secret. This dinner was awful. It was the worst dinner I ever had. Chris talked a lot. He talked about his company and Jack's future. Jack and I said very little. We looked at our food plates. We moved the food with our forks. Sometimes our eyes met quickly across the table. It felt so awkward, so uncomfortable. I could not believe this was happening. The man I liked, Chris, was the uncle of the man who hurt me so much. What could I do? Jack wants me back. After the dinner, Jack called me. It was his number. He said, "Joyce, I need to talk." His voice sounded urgent. He said he still loved me very much. He missed me all the time. He said hurting me was a very big mistake, the biggest mistake of his life. My heart felt strange and tight when he said this. I told him, "Jack, please stop. Please, it is too late now. I am with Chris." I said Chris was a very good, kind man to me, but Jack did not stop calling me. He sent messages on my phone every day. He was very persistent. Chris wanted to help his nephew Jack. So, Chris often invited Jack to his big, beautiful house for dinner or for family events on weekends. This was very hard for me. I had to smile and pretend everything was completely normal. But inside, I felt so nervous and uncomfortable. When Chris was in the room with us, Jack was polite. He would only say simple things like, "Hello, Joyce. You look very nice today. How are you?" But when Chris went away for a small moment, like to the kitchen to get a drink or to his study to take an important phone call, Jack changed. He used those short moments. He came and stood close to me, too close. He would look deep into my eyes with his handsome, dark eyes. "You are so beautiful, Joyce," he whispered once when Chris was gone for a minute. "More beautiful than before. My uncle is a lucky man, but he is not the right man for you, not for you." Sometimes his hand lightly touched my arm for just a moment. My skin felt warm where he touched me. It made me shiver a little. He was still so handsome, so charming. He had that smile that used to make me feel weak. He knew exactly how to make me feel very confused and unsettled. My heart felt like a seesaw, going up with my feelings for Chris, then down with the memory and presence of Jack. Chris was my rock. He was stable, kind, and he truly loved me with a deep, calm love. He offered me a safe and happy future. I knew that was the truth, the right choice. Jack was like a fire. Exciting, a memory of wild passion, but also a memory of deep pain. He was forbidden fruit now, and that made him more tempting in a strange way. A small, foolish part of me listened to Jack's words. I remembered the fun times we had together, the laughter we shared. I told myself, very firmly in my head, "No, Joyce, you love Chris. Do not be silly or weak." But it was very hard to ignore Jack when he was right there, trying very hard to win me back. He kept trying to talk to me secretly. He kept saying he still loved me and wanted me. He made it hard to forget him. Hard to move on completely from the past. My feelings for Chris were real and growing stronger every day. But Jack was a strong reminder of a different kind of love, a younger, more passionate love. This made my heart feel pulled very strongly in two different directions at once. It was a challenging time for me, full of hidden feelings and secrets I could not share. Jack wanted me to choose him. He wanted to go back to the past we had, but the past was broken. Chris was the present and the future. It was a fight inside my heart, between the safe present with Chris and the exciting, difficult past with Jack. 5. I marry Chris. One beautiful spring evening, Chris took me to a special restaurant. It was on a hill, high above the city. We could see all the bright lights below us. Chris gave me beautiful red roses. He looked at me with a lot of love in his eyes. He held my hand. "Joyce," he said, his voice gentle and warm. "I love you very much. You make my life happy and complete. Will you marry me?" I thought about his words. Chris was a wonderful man, kind, strong, and always good to me. He made me feel safe and loved. He offered me a secure and happy future. I knew he loved me truly. I smiled, feeling my heart full. "Yes, Chris," I said. "Yes, I will marry you." Chris was so happy. His face lit up. He put a beautiful, sparkling diamond ring on my finger. I felt happy too, and a great sense of relief. I believed deeply that this was the right path for me, the path to a good life. We planned our wedding together. It was a big, beautiful wedding with many guests. Chris invited all his family, his business partners, and many friends from different places. The wedding venue was lovely, filled with beautiful flowers and happy music. On the wedding day, I wore a long white dress. It was like a dress from a fairy tale. I felt like a princess. Chris looked at me with so much love and pride in his eyes. He told me many times how beautiful I looked. Jack was there, of course. He is Chris's only nephew, and Chris wanted him there. He watched me walk down the aisle to Chris. His handsome eyes were dark and difficult to read. During the wedding party, Chris was busy talking to many important guests. Jack came to stand near me when Chris was not close by. His voice was low and soft when he spoke, so no one else could hear. "Congratulations, Joyce," he said quietly. "You look amazing, truly stunning, but you chose the wrong man, you know." I felt a sudden shock inside me. "Jack, please," I said quickly, trying to sound firm. "Not today. Today is my wedding day. I am married to your uncle now." He gave a small, sad smile that did not reach his eyes. "He is old, Joyce," he said quietly. "Rich, yes, but old. I am young. We had so much passion together, remember." My heart beat very fast, like a drum. I felt a strange mix of anger and fear. His words were disturbing. I quickly walked away from him, moving back towards the other guests and my new husband. But I was Mrs. Chris now. I was married to a wonderful man who loved me deeply. I hoped with all my heart that marrying Chris meant Jack was finally in my past life, a closed chapter. I wanted to forget about him and build a calm, happy future with my husband. 6. A dangerous secret. Jack was at the wedding. He watched me marry Chris. Later, at the party, Chris was busy with guests. Jack came to me. He said I looked beautiful. Then he said, "You chose the wrong man." His words were like a small, bad seed planted in my mind. I told him to stop. I was married to his uncle now. Life with Chris was good. He was kind and a good husband. Our house was big and beautiful, but Jack was still in our lives. He was Chris's nephew. Chris wanted Jack to be part of the family and learn about business. So Jack often visited. Chris was very busy with his company. He worked long hours and sometimes traveled. When Chris was not at home or busy in his study, Jack would find me. He would ask, "Can we just talk for a minute?" Sometimes I said no, but sometimes I said yes. I felt lonely or confused. One afternoon, I met him for coffee outside the house. I told Chris I was meeting a friend, which was not true. At the coffee place, Jack talked about our past. He said he was sorry for hurting me. He said he had changed. He reached across the table and touched my hand. "Your hand is so soft," he said. His touch made me feel strange, a little shiver. Sometimes I flirted back a little. A small smile, a soft word, I knew it was wrong. I was Mrs. Chris now. I felt very guilty after these times. I loved Chris, my husband. But Jack's attention was exciting, like playing with fire. I never slept with Jack. Never. But the secret talks, the hidden meetings, the looks we shared, they were a betrayal of Chris's trust. It was my dangerous secret life. 7. Chris knows. One afternoon, my husband Chris came home early. He wanted to surprise me. I was in the living room with Jack. Jack was visiting Chris, like he sometimes did. Chris thought it was just a nephew visiting his uncle. But Jack was talking to me. He was standing very close. He took my hand. He looked into my eyes. He said, "Joyce, listen to me. Chris is old. I can give you real love. Leave him. Come with me. We can be happy together." Just at that moment, the door opened. Chris walked in. He had flowers in his hand. He saw Jack holding my hand. He heard Jack's words, "Come with me." Chris's face changed. First, it was white with surprise. Then it became red with anger. The flowers fell from his hand onto the floor. His voice was loud and shaking. "Jack, Joyce, what is this? What is happening?" I quickly pulled my hand away from Jack. I was very scared. My body started to shake. Jack looked scared too. He stepped back quickly. "Uncle Chris, it's not what you think," Chris shouted. "Not what I think. I am not blind. I heard him, Joyce." Chris looked at me. His eyes were full of pain and anger. It was a terrible look. He walked slowly to a chair and sat down heavily. He put his head in his hands for a long time. The room was very quiet. Then he looked up. His face was cold. His voice was hard. "Joyce, you, with him, my nephew, He stood up. "I want a divorce, Joyce," he said. "I cannot live with a woman I cannot trust. This marriage, it is over." The word divorce hit me hard. I felt terrible. I knew I had made a very big mistake. I did not want to lose Chris. 8. A new start. I cried and cried. I knelt by Chris and held his hand. "Please, Chris," I said. "Please forgive me. It was a terrible mistake. A stupid, foolish mistake. I was weak, but I love you. Only you." My voice shook. I told him Jack meant nothing to me. I promised I would never see Jack or speak to him again. I begged him not to leave me, not to end our marriage. I said I loved him with all my heart. Chris looked at me for a long time. His face was sad and tired. He was quiet for many minutes. Jack had already left the room. The house was very quiet. Finally, Chris spoke. His voice was low. "Okay, Joyce," he said. "I will try. I will give you one more chance. But my trust is broken now. It will take a long time to fix. If this happens again, ever." He did not finish his sentence, but I understood. Relief filled me. I hugged him tight. "Thank you, Chris. Thank you. I will never hurt you again. I promise." A few days later, Chris told me what would happen with Jack. "Jack must leave," Chris said firmly. "I am sending him to work for the company in another country, a country far away. He will not come back here." Chris quickly made the plans. In 2 weeks, Jack was gone. I did not see him before he left, and I did not say goodbye. It felt strange, but also better. After Jack left, our big house felt very quiet. Things between Chris and me were still difficult. We talked, but it was not easy like before. There was a strain between us. We needed to heal. About 1 month later, Chris came to me. He looked hopeful. "Joyce," he said, "things are still hard. We need a real new start. Let's leave this house, this city. Leave all the bad memories behind us." He took my hands. "We can move to a new place. Start again, just you and me. We can find our love again." I looked at Chris. He was so good. He was willing to forgive my big mistake and build a new life with me. He was strong and kind. I felt so grateful. "Yes, Chris," I said. "Yes, let's have a new start, a new life together." I was happy. We would leave the past behind and begin again. I had a chance for a truly new beginning with the man who loved me so much.